Hello, hello. Okay, now everything's under control. Hello, welcome to this masterclass. This masterclass is going to help you how to choose your ideal clients on LinkedIn. Who are we? We are the Social Tagger. I am the co founder, and my CEO is Mark Ramsey. It's a UK based company, and what we do is very simple. We do LinkedIn coaching so that you can grow your networks with the right kind of people and adopt a DM process that's going to get you calls booked and qualified books and qualified bookings on your calendar. Or we do it for you. We do posting and scheduling, we do reach out or outreach, and we make sure that your brand voice is kept all along. So, welcome to this masterclass. My name is Jordan. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So, you can have consistent clients, ideal clients on LinkedIn. For those of you who are here, thank you so much for coming. We encourage you, or I really encourage you to tell me where you're from. If you are in the audience and you want to participate, that's great. But if you just want to relax and just watch the masterclass, that's okay as well. So I am here. So please hit me up with your questions at any moment of the masterclass, and I will get to them as well. So you can have consistent ideal clients or what really works on LinkedIn. Who am I? My name is Jordan. I have over 20 years sales and marketing experience. I'm a computer programmer by trade. Um, we're heavy into AI. We use AI every day. We actually make AI systems for other companies here. And all we have only one mission statement in mind or value statement in mind to make our clients the best that they can be on LinkedIn and social media as well. Hi, Jordan. How are you? Welcome. It's nice to see you here. How things how are things going with you there in New York? I hope you are great. So Jordan is a copywriter. So he's getting into the copywriting space. So please welcome him. If you want to connect with him, please check out his profile and get in touch with him as well. Sorry, I do have kind of like an allergy this spring. There's lots of like seeds floating up in there, so that I'm a little bit allergic. That's why I have a little cough. So, so I'm going to start off with a scenario that has happened to us before because of choosing the wrong type of client. And you have to really make sure that your qualification process covers all bases, right? Like for us, now we have learned to discover people's closing rates or if they get on a sales call, what's the percentage of them closing? Is it 60%? Is it 30%? Is it 20%? Or is it zero? um, because people put in perspective. Okay, let's see here. May is my favorite type of year. Still learning the basic. Yeah, it's a process, Jordan. It is a process to learn copywriting. That's so great that you're learning. Very, very good. Yeah, May is beautiful here in Vancouver as well. Although, some days you're like outside and it's windy, so it's a little bit cold, but then the sun comes out and you're hot. So you're continually taking off your jacket and putting on your jacket again. So yeah, May is beautiful in New York as well. So like I said before, I'm going to paint a scenario for you. that will ring true. And they're mistakes that we have made. Of course, the money coming in was good, but again, as we're going to see in this masterclass, just because a client can pay you what you ask for doesn't mean that he's or she is an ideal client. It doesn't. What I'm looking for an ideal client right now is a long term collaboration. Not that they never cancel, because situations happen and they can cancel, but a long term attitude, a long term partnership, not just, okay, you work for me, you do this, and never speaking to one another, but a long term collaboration, getting continuous feedback. That is a long term collaboration partnership that you have to aim for when getting clients on LinkedIn. So, what does this mean? Well, just getting into the story a little bit more. Okay, so a couple years ago, we were just starting out, although I had many years experience in sales and it just escaped me. We did some coaching um, for free, and then many people were involved in coaching, right? Many, like, they were like really taking it up and they really enjoyed our coaching sessions. So we said, if anyone wants the done for you, because if you are busy or if you want to do it yourself, that's good. If you want to explore done for you, please get on a call with us. So we had a couple of people and we ended up closing the deal, right? It was an almost 3K retainer. The money was good, obviously, but the thing is, here's what happened. We didn't qualify this person enough. This particular coach, a life coach, we didn't qualify her enough. We didn't ask her the questions that needed to be asked. We booked 60 qualified calls for her in 4 months. So, uh, so I mean, just for starting out, that's great. And of course, I'm not going to say that she wasn't appreciative, but she did not close anyone. So that was a lack of sales skills on her part, right? Obviously, on the calls, she didn't know how to direct them and she didn't know how to guide them through the process. And, it just like um, made people more confused, I think. So we didn't we didn't think of asking before we got started in a relationship. So, how's your closing rate? Do you need to improve in this? What steps do you do in order to close a person on on your solution or sell on a call? We didn't get into this kind of detail when we should have. Now we do, obviously. So she worked with us. The money was coming in, and I mean, it was good, obviously, but this is not the focus of what we should have had in mind. There was a little bit of miscommunication between us, and then like, she left us out on a lurch. We asked a question, she'd ask it, she'd answer it a week later, and so it's like this type of part partnership that you're not looking for, obviously. Um, I'm not blaming her. Obviously, she was a good client. She was very peaceable. She was very polite, and we appreciate that. But again, it wasn't a true fit because she eventually canceled. And I'm sure if a person asks, how was the social tagger? Did they produce results? She would not say, oh, they produced 60 calls in 4 months for me. So that's awesome. She would say, well, I didn't close any deal or I didn't make any sale. So you see how different people's attitudes are. You have to nip this in the bud beforehand, actually before working with them. So that's a little story about, not working with the ideal client and not choosing money over headaches later. And it's so true, right? We all can learn in our process of qualification. So, what people think finding ideal leads on LinkedIn means? Well, find anyone who can pay, basically, right? Close them at 3K, 5K, 1K, $300, $20. Just close them for something, right? This kind of money driven business is never going to last, um, because you're always going to get stressed out and you're always going to focus on the money. Chasing titles over real fit. What do I mean by that? Well, there are many people out there that just view the title of the LinkedIn profile and just go connect with them, thinking that they are an ideal client when they're not. More leads must mean growth. So if you're continuously producing leads, or if you don't have any leads, well, you'll get there. But if you are producing leads and you're producing low quality leads, well, that's another thing, right? You're thinking, oh, I'm producing leads, so I must be able to close them. Doesn't mean that, obviously. You know, there's a lot of factors at play. Are your sales skills good? Are the types of leads good for your services? Are they qualified enough? So, when working with our done for you process is quite simple. When working, what we do is we get on an onboarding call, or when working with a client, we get on an onboarding call. We collect all the information needed. What is your ideal target market? Your ideal target audience? What is your dream client? What is this? What is, if you don't know that, we help you figure it out. We help you isolate the type of people that you like to work with continually. And then what we do is we have a systematic process of finding those people on LinkedIn. And then those people, we book calls with you, so to speak. And then it's up to you to guide them through your process, or maybe it's a meet and greet, just get to know each other, see if there's some kind of synergy or some kind of um, ways that you can collaborate. Many people have many different goals on LinkedIn, but usually, in our experience, our clients want to get on podcasts in front of other audiences. They want potential huge collaborators that can help their business, and they want qualified calls for their services. So we basically do all three because I think those are the big three. Or maybe they want to sell a low ticket item to many people, and we do that kind of process as well. So message whoever looks promising. So again, just because a person looks promising doesn't mean that you should go in the DMs and message them. There are many other factors at play, right? So our first message always should be about connecting with a specific point in mind, about them, not us. Let's end pitch slapping on LinkedIn. So, the mistakes that lead you to the wrong fit clients. So, surface fit fools people fast. So, a surface fit looks good on the surface. We haven't really done, maybe we went to the website, maybe everything looks good, da da da. Just like an iceberg here, right? On the page, we see an iceberg on the page, and the upper half of the iceberg is the surface fit, right? And we think that's good. But then there's the bottom part of the iceberg, right? Which we need to consider. It's 80% or even 90% of the things that we need to consider before considering them as a client. Of course, the ultimate thing is that they choose us. They choose us ultimately. If they don't choose us, why are we trying to get them? Why are we pressuring them when we shouldn't? Weak research creates weak choices. What type of things should we research on the client? Well, demographics, research how much money they make, research everything, everything, everything. Of course, anything that we can do will help. But more than that, get their point of view in the DMs. Ask them questions about their process. Ask them questions about getting clients. Ask them questions. I'm talking about in the DMs. It doesn't take too many questions to ask. We qualify our clients. Let's say if they send us a DM, we send them a voice note, we send them a video, DM, we send them DMs, written out messages. And in this process, we ask them questions in the DMs. It only takes about 3 to 4, or maybe 2 or 3 questions before we get in a call with them. And then that's it. You know, each question would be different because of the process, right? Obviously. So we have to ask better questions for sure. So, desperation. Sometimes, if we really need a client or if we really need the cash, we w- we're desperate. But here it comes into play. Okay, so Gary V, everyone knows him, is a big proliferator, or he's a big supporter of finding work to supplement your needs and doing your side job as a side hustle first. If you're busy, if you're having trouble with finances, go get a job first. Make sure your basic needs are met and everything's okay. Come back to LinkedIn and try to get a client that fits. Non-negotiable. That's non-negotiable. So you don't feel this desperation of needing the cash. So we don't want to make people force fit, right? Interest gets confused with alignment. So just because a person's interested doesn't mean that they're fully aligned with what we want as an ideal client. So stay on the surface and you pay later. So here we see the iceberg. We see this little man, not considering the consequences, not considering the deeper things that he should consider. And ultimately, he's going to crash into the iceberg and he's going to be stranded in the ocean for days and days and days. Hopefully, he survives, right? So, so we have to look at, if we look at the iceberg, we say we have to look at the real situation. We have to look at the attitude. We have to look at their expectations. We have to look at their timing. Maybe the timing's off. And we have to look at the readiness that they have or the eagerness that they have as well to get started with us. So all those are going to help us succeed. Yeah. So we are going live on YouTube and LinkedIn. So once again, thank you so much. Let me know where you're from. If this is making sense, please let me know. If you have any questions, this is your time about LinkedIn growth, about LinkedIn, how you should get started. Please ask me them below, and I will answer those questions to the best of my ability. So, what finding an ideal client really means on LinkedIn. Now, we have this illustration here, and this illustration really fits. It's a tailor, right? It's a tailor, and he's getting his suits made for him. So the tailor's putting some last minute or some fine tuning adjustments to his suit to make sure it fits properly, customized. So he looks good, he feels good, and he'll be like, "Wow, this suit's awesome! I'm so glad that I bought it." And then when he's gonna get another suit, he's gonna be like, "Oh man, I know this tailor. He did very good." And then when it comes time to giving the tailor a review on Google or whatever, the tailor is going to be very much appreciative because he's going to get a great review from this client. So, similarly, we want to have the same attitude on LinkedIn. So, they fit your offer deeply, not surface fit. Remember the last the iceberg. So the real situation, attitude, expectations, timing, and readiness to get started. So all of these things have to line up to fit your offer deeply. They value the process. You take them through the process and it's sparks curiosity and you see like that light bulb moment in their eyes. Wow, this process is super awesome. And they feel eager about the process. They are ready for help. So some people need to get things in order with finances. Other people need to get to that point of no return, to get to that point where they're just like frustrated beyond belief to get help. Whatever whatever their process is, whatever their attitude is, wherever they need to get to, they need to be ready for your help. They match your growth direction in your business. What does this mean? Of course, e- every business needs to have a growth direction. What does that mean? Every business needs to be directed by getting more ideal clients. Of course, because of imperfection and because of lack of qualification, we might get clients that have a little bit of an attitude. But it is possible to get always ideal clients into your funnel and close them. So this means that they match your growth direction. The right solution should fit the right person. So just like the tailor, again, this is a good mental image. We have to make sure to first of all customize a solution to their problem. If we have expertise, we don't want to lie, obviously, we want to be honest. We want to make them feel understood and seen throughout the entire process. Why getting paid is not enough. Of course, we learned the hard way in this regard, right? So think about your difficult clients. If you haven't had the client, that's okay. Think about difficult clients, what their expectations were. What a difficult client could mean many different things. It doesn't specifically make it doesn't specifically make them bad people. So it just the fit wasn't there that made them difficult. Like I at the beginning I told you about the story about the 3K retainer that we had, but we booked 60 client. We booked 60 potential leads, qualified leads, onto her calendar, and then she didn't close any one of them. This is the type of difficultness of a client that you should be able to avoid. So, did something feel off early? Did we pressure them in any way, shape, or form? Did you still take the money? Wrong money costs more later. A paying client can still be expensive. What does that mean? Look at the picture, right? He received a payment for 7,500, which he should be happy. But then the headache comes because the client is doing this, the client wants this, the client wants that, the client is asking this question, the client is like super, super, super like picky. So he's having a headache right now. So does the right ask yourself this question: does the right amount of money, or no matter what money you make, justify a lot of heartache and headache later? And that's why it could be expensive. So better clients build better businesses. That is the point of this session today, all wrapped up in a nutshell. So I'll read that again. Better client build better clients build better businesses. You can still get paid. You can still get paid by a person or by a business who is ideal for you. Wouldn't you want to put effort and strategy into getting that type of an ideal client rather than accepting money from a client that's not ideal for you? Which one would you pick? Obviously, you would pick the ideal client who can still pay you the money. That is the ideal situation. That is the point of this masterclass. You can have consistent ideal clients. Stop chasing everyone. Sometimes we want to chase everyone, but if we really get strategic, and we do this with our clients in our done for you process, in our coaching as well, we teach people stop chasing everyone. Start choosing alignment. Do research. How do you research? How do you get on calls with people who are going to promote your business? How are you going to get people to refer you? These are the types of methodologies that we teach in our LinkedIn coaching and that we do for our LinkedIn clients, actually, with profile management. So, the right clients do not just pay you, they help your business grow properly, the way that you want it. So, we see this man on a rooftop, we see his happy clients, we see the money, influx of money coming in, and he's being grateful. He's finally found the right strategy on LinkedIn that's going to promote growth the way that he wants to grow his business. So, thank you guys for this. I'm just going to maximize myself. Thank you for being here today. Again, I'm going to be here for the next maybe a couple of minutes to see if you have any questions. Please write your questions down below. Anything about LinkedIn related, anything about getting started on LinkedIn, or anything at all. Once again, we do appreciate you joining. We had 70 people or 69 people register. So 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 that's great. Thank you so much for registering for the masterclass. If you want a replay of this masterclass, please hit me up in the DMs and I will forward you a replay. And then you can watch parts of this at your leisure as well. Once again, thank you for coming. And thank you for the people watching on YouTube right now. Thank you for the people watching on LinkedIn. And we will see you soon. Again, our DMs are always open. So if you need some more information about our services or if you need some more help, uh, we live by the principles of giving free advice, not only because we want to help everyone, it helps people get in in a great point of view that not everything's like payment guarded. Oh, well, we have secrets, but you have to pay for it. No, I mean, we, we should promote collaboration on LinkedIn. Everyone should be able to grow their business with free advice. And we believe that 100% with our whole hearts. So if you need some advice, please hit me up in the DMs. I'd be more than happy to help you. So thank you so much and have a great afternoon, guys.